This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
It's going to WrestleMania. Claymore!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another week of the main event review with your host Daniel, as always. And as you can probably tell from my voice, it is a little bit different. This weekend I actually did lose and have been a bit sick, so you might notice a bit of a muffle in my voice. Here in Australia, we are transitioning into winter, while all you people in the Northern Hemisphere are transferring into the lovely hot summer, which I'm extremely jealous about. But again, we're still got a task to do, and that is to review the events that happen across main event, and also the events that happened across Monday Night Raw as well. But before we do that, we need to address the latest news with WWE and some releases that have occurred. The first one being Carlito, which comes at a big surprise to me as well. I know he did win his Puerto Rican championship that I expected him to carry around and flex with the Judgment Day, but that's not going to be the case. He has been released from WWE. He's not going to be getting a new contract. Wishing the best for Carlito. He offered some good laughs on the Judgment Day and gave that group kind of a breath of fresh air, and now they're not going to continue with his contract. So it looks as though that they're trying to mitigate and remove kind of that gimmick and focus on talent that are actually consistently performing in ring. But still, I feel as though that Carlito offered a lot for WWE, so it's really sad to let him go. The next one is, as we all know and has blown up on the internet, is R-Truth, which has come to a complete shock to every single person. Personally, I think this is just such a ridiculous move, an extremely unnecessary release from the WWE, given that he's got a massive relationship with the fans. Everyone loves R-Truth. He is a national treasure. He's someone that adored by a lot of people, and not to mention he's served the company for over 25 years. Personally, I have a big attachment to R-Truth. Reason being is, as a kid, I did go to one of two house shows ever live, and R-Truth was performing on the main event. And this was when he was a heel going up against John Cena. And it was a really fun match, and it was really good to see R-Truth perform live as well. So, yeah, taking my personal attachment from it, he's given so much to fans, and I just don't understand it, because he literally had this match with his childhood hero John Cena that got a lot of praise, and he was really fun in that match as well, just showing the face side of John Cena. And obviously his new t-shirt that got released that I was so keen to purchase, which I can't because of the tariffs laid on Australia at the moment, but was so keen to purchase his merchandise there, the Ron Cena parody John Cena top, which got a lot of sales as well. So in saying that, it did see that Truth brought a lot of money to the company. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to perform consistently in the ring with anything significant. He still managed to pull off a decently interesting storyline with the John Cena hero phase and trying to get John Cena back to the good side. And we all kind of overlooked it, but when he brought the towel out and said the last time is now, that probably was the truth. And yeah, it's just crazy how they managed to do it. And all that I'm seeing online is that a lot of people and executives were really surprised at the decision, and it's given a lot of unsettling feelings to a lot of the current roster and the current talent as well, which is something that you don't really want to have as a collective and as a company, to have your superstars feel as though their job is not secure. And the fact that R-Truth, of all people, had their contract not renewed really shows that. And I think it was a massive mistake. Triple H and TKO getting a lot of backlash from fans, and it's gone all over X, and I'm not surprised about it. But again, I really wish the best for R-Truth. I hope that he has an opportunity elsewhere, but it really isn't going to be the same without him. And I feel like it won't be the same anywhere he goes, because he's been such a valuable asset to the company. And yeah, it's a shame that they released him. I'm actually lost for words and quite upset about it, to be honest. But in saying that, the show must go on. We must move on and continuing reviewing the show. But thought I'd just address those two latest releases. But again, moving on to main event. We had the first match with Natalya taking on Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree is accompanied by her, taking on the prodigy Roxanne Perez, who is such a talent that I feel like is going to go beyond her ceiling here with WWE. Now recently signing on to Raw, she gets a chance to showcase her talents on main event, which she does, getting the victory here. Kind of cheating in a sense. Natalya went for a sharpshooter. Roxanne Perez rolled to the ropes, lifted up the apron, and as the ref went to obviously fix the apron, his back was blindsided, and Roxanne Perez raked the eyes of Natalya, rolled her up, and got a 3 count here, which was a fantastic victory. And again, this is simply just a momentum push for her going into Money in the Bank, and also as she's a new superstar, getting that main event exposure as well. But this really just shows that WWE are taking Roxanne part of their future plans, and I'm not going to be surprised to see her push for titles going forward. And she's showing, unbelievable strides in early stages, and a great start with being a part of this Judgment Day feud and kind of unsettling Dominic and Rhea Ripley. I think it's a great start for her career as well. I just hope she's able to kind of compete for titles and has a really good Money in the Bank match as well. I don't expect her to win the briefcase, but I do expect her to have a pretty decent run there and make us feel like she is close to win it. But yeah, really good job for Roxanne Perez, just getting him some momentum for that. And as for Natalya, not really much to go for there, but I think these two need to start having tag team matches, even on main event, to just get their momentum going, because as individual stars, nothing's happening for the two of them, for Maxine Dupree, who I'm talking about, and Natalya. So definitely something that should be looked upon. I think the singles run for Natalya is truly well and over. I am truly sorry about my voice, guys. It was a lot worse 2 days ago, so it's enough for me to kind of just continue to review this, but yeah, bear with me on this. We do have our next match, which is the Triple Threat World Tag Team Championship match between the War Raiders, American Made, and the New Day, in which, to no surprise, the New Day retain the titles through Xavier Woods rolling up Julius Creed there. Hopefully this is the end of the feuds with those two tag teams, and finally we can see the New Day take on something more significant. I know that SummerSlam is around the corner, so something there would be very, very exciting. I would love to see a lot of segments of them just pulling out promos on a regular basis. I think that's something that we need from this group, and it's something that will take them to higher levels as well. Obviously, we haven't heard anything from Big E, but if he is to return, that could be something big there, but there's no signs of that actually happening. So the New Day continue to show some heat and claim themselves as one of the best tag teams, but this run continues to remain insignificant with the opponents they're coming up against and with the lack of promos they're doing. Again, as I mentioned last week, I feel like the division in Raw is needing of a tag team that is built from a faction or two high level solo superstars teaming up together. Maybe we might see Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker push for those titles. You never know, since they've got nothing to do but besides protect Seth Rollins. So look out for that. But again, the New Day continuing to retain the title and hold on to those belts there as well. We then stay on Raw with Jey Uso coming out into the ring, who basically came and did a promo mentioning how busy he's been, that he's going to be teaming up with Cody Rhodes against John Cena and Logan Paul. And as he was about to finish, Gunther made his way down to the ring. The fans continued to chant, "You tapped out" to Gunther, but came onto the ring to basically congratulate Jey Uso, basically saying that he possesses great qualities as a human being, but possesses terrible qualities of being a champion. He said that Jey didn't know better because, unlike Gunther, the position doesn't really come natural to him. Gunther always said he was able to be champion for a year because the only person he cares about is himself. He also said that Jey doesn't have the intellect to be a great champion, and said that he's going to choke him out, take his world heavyweight title, and put the belt back where it belongs, in his waist. Then Jey Uso, delivering quite a sketchy promo. He had to pause a lot of times to get his words out. I'm not sure if he was doing that to suspend the crowd or he was really trying to think about what to say, but I found that quite baffling. He said that he was done with everyone saying his days as champion are numbered. He said that he does have family and friends, so he fights for them and they fight for him. He also said that what Gunther is fighting for is less than what Jey is fighting for, because he's fighting for the fans. He did say that in 2 weeks he's going to make Gunther tap out again, and basically went with his catchphrase, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. And that was pretty much the end of that promo. And again, as mentioned, I did think that this was going to be a significant match, but they are pretty much hyping this match too high for the fact that it's in Raw. And that can be for only one reason and one reason only. This is the Raw straight after Money in the Bank. So I suppose that this, especially if it's put as the main event, which it most likely will be for Raw, that a cash-in of some sort is most likely to occur in this match. And I think that's going to happen. I think, without giving my predictions too early, Seth Rollins is going to... Well, I can do it because obviously by the time this is done, Money in the Bank will be over. But I feel as though that Seth Rollins will win the Money in the Bank briefcase and go on to cash in the next day. It's the only way that I think makes sense that they're promoting this match so heavily, given that it is just a simple Raw and in Phoenix. There's no significant event occurring to what I can remember. The only thing that I can see is that it's positioned straight after Money in the Bank. So wherever you take from that, that's what I take from it. But it doesn't seem like Jey Uso is going to be champion for that long. But if not, it might just be a regular defense. But it's hard to really think that will be the case because they've already had their WrestleMania program. I don't see Raw being the place where Jey Uso has the opportunity to yeet and celebrate with the crowd, defending the championship. And to be honest, I don't see Gunther defending the title either. I definitely see Gunther going on the road of versing Goldberg at SummerSlam. We know that promo hasn't been finished and that feud hasn't been done. And Goldberg is said to have one more match. So that's where I think that's going to be positioned. And yeah, to take out what's happened in the promo, nothing too effective. I think this feud is well and truly over. And I think we need to move on to bigger and better things. With Jey Uso probably focusing on the new kind of movement and generation with Seth Rollins, and Gunther focusing on beating legends, I believe, based on what's been done in this feud as well. We then go on to main event again. We have the New Catch Republic taking on A-Town Down Under. Pete Dunne looking quite different with his new haircut. He's got a mullet fade, removed his long hair. To be honest, it does look a lot nicer. And hopefully some new things for the Catch Republic. They do get a victory here against A-Town Down Under. And before I get to the match as well, I have to say that the fans were giving a crazy pop for Austin Theory. When he got tagged in, a lot of the fans were cheering him. There were Austin Theory chants happening before the match. And it seems as though the face turn is organically happening. And we're about to see these two split up, with Austin Theory being the face that comes out of this. And I hope this is something that pushes Austin Theory to what Vince McMahon saw of him a few years back, because Austin Theory has a lot of potential to do a lot of things in this industry. And I think with the crowd going on his side, that might move that a lot quicker and Grayson Waller being the perfect heel and person to make that push occur, because as I've mentioned previously, these guys are due for a big, long, good old split up that's been dragged for nearly over a year now. So hopefully that does happen. And for the New Catch Republic getting a victory here, maybe, just maybe, they might go into contending for the World Tag Team Championships. Obviously, given that what I mentioned before, the New Day probably don't have another opponent coming up. So maybe the New Catch Republic might have an opportunity there to fight for some gold. So look out for that on Raw moving forward too. We then get the final, segment with main event, starting with Seth Rollins coming into the ring. He was getting a lot of boos heavily, so it kind of cut out the first part of the promo, but it went straight to the part where people started chanting "You sold out" to Seth Rollins, which at first didn't make sense. So then Rollins addressed this, which was good, and what was mentioned before, that who'd he sell out to? He said that he hasn't changed. He said that he was going to do what he did at WrestleMania, and then fans started chanting "F you, Rollins," and he continued to kind of address this and say that the morons don't know what's good for you, that act like Seth is the bad guy, that he doesn't deserve power. But Rollins has said that he's the only one capable of leading this company to the future and yielding that power. He said that he would have been World Heavyweight Champion if it wasn't for Sami Zayn and CM Punk. And Rollins said that Punk found out what happens when you underestimate him. He also said that Zayn will find that out later tonight. Because Rollins says that he has something more powerful than championships. He has the Money in the Bank briefcase, mentioning that he will qualify, win the contract, and cash in whenever and however he wants. Then essentially, with a few trailers and kind of teasers, as we all used to, Rhea Ripley promo and kind of preview of the men's Money in the Bank match, we get to the main event, which is Sami Zayn taking on Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. We see that Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed come into the match to distract Seth Rollins, and then Jey Uso comes in and puts his thoughts in as well to interfere. Then we get Dominic Mysterio coming out of nowhere to pretty much throw a chair into the middle of the ring, to which, as Balor was crawling for, Seth Rollins curb stomps Finn Balor onto this chair, getting the victory here. So this was a great way to end the match. It obviously included the feud with Dom and with Finn Balor, which was awesome. Being able to obviously integrate that together was great. And then you had obviously Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn's feud with Jey Uso involved as well. So kind of a double-edged sword there. Seth Rollins getting the victory, which was probably the right decision in hindsight. Finn Balor getting screwed over by Dom Mysterio, and Sami Zayn getting nothing in this match, but just a main event spot. However, after the match though, CM Punk's music basically comes on, and pretty much Seth Rollins told Bron Breakker and Bronson to meet Punk at the aisle. So as they walked out, the music came out. Punk ended up going behind Rollins and giving him a go to sleep. And basically, while Breakker and Reed went back to the ring to check on Rollins, Punk was celebrating with the crowd. So that's kind of how the show ended. CM Punk has a match to qualify for Money in the Bank with AJ Styles and El Grande Americano. And it seems as though CM Punk will qualify based on that, and will go into the match too. I still see Seth Rollins winning the match, but again, they have a chance to continue their very long-lasting feud. And it's just disappointing. Another misbooking here. Karrion Kross not even getting an opportunity to qualify for the match. I really did expect that he would get a chance to win Money in the Bank or even be in the match, but they're not even putting him in a qualifying match, which is extremely disappointing. I think they're doing it just to hype him up a bit more and get the crowd kind of uneased with the fact that Kross keeps getting ruled over, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with him. But anyway, I digress. The match ends with CM Punk coming into the ring and Seth Rollins getting the victory, and really excited for Money in the Bank next week. Obviously, when the next episode comes out, concluding this one, we'll be reviewing the events that happened in main event and then the Money in the Bank results. The reason why I do that is because obviously the events of Raw have already transpired and the events of Money in the Bank have also already transpired the same day that main event gets released onto YouTube. So again, that does conclude another main event review. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening again. Really looking forward to Money in the Bank and my review next week, where I kind of review that as well. So I'll leave it at that. Hopefully by then my voice improves significantly. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week as well. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.